En la clase de hoy vamos a aprender inglés de una manera sencilla y divertida. Vamos a escuchar y leer 4 historias diferentes en inglés. La idea es que te vayas familiarizando con el idioma, escuchando y leyendo todo en inglés. Todas las palabras que no entiendas, escríbelas en tu cuaderno para posteriormente traducirlas. Verás que si eres constante con este método, verás grandes resultados. Sin nada más que decir, comencemos.
In the 1970s, the world was on the brink of a technological revolution. Amid this change, two young visionaries, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, met in high school in Seattle, Washington. Both shared a passion for computing and dreamed of a future where personal computers would be accessible to everyone. Bill and Paul spent hours in their school's computer lab, learning to program and exploring the possibilities of technology. In 1975, while reading Popular Electronics magazine, they saw an article about the Altair 8800, one of the first microcomputers. Inspired by this innovation, they decided to create software that could run on the Altair. Working day and night, they developed a basic interpreter, a programming language that allowed users to write their own programs. They named their company Microsoft, a combination of microcomputer and software. With their first product ready, they contacted MITS, the company that made the Altair, and offered them their software. MITS was impressed and decided to market the basic interpreter. The initial success of Microsoft was just the beginning. Bill and Paul realized that the software market for microcomputers had enormous potential. In 1976, they moved their company to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to be closer to MITS. During this time, they dropped the hyphen from their name, becoming Microsoft. As the company grew, Microsoft began developing software for other platforms and expanding their team. In 1980, IBM, one of the giants of the computer industry, approached Microsoft to develop an operating system for their new line of personal computers. Bill and Paul saw this as a unique opportunity and accepted the challenge. Microsoft acquired an operating system called QDOS, modified it, and renamed it MS-DOS. This operating system became the standard for IBM personal computers and was a resounding success. The partnership with IBM catapulted Microsoft to the top of the software industry. In 1985, Microsoft launched Windows, a graphical user interface that made personal computers easier to use. Windows became a worldwide success and established Microsoft as a leader in the software market. The company continued to innovate and release new versions of Windows, each more advanced than the last. Over the years, Microsoft diversified its product offerings, including Office applications like Microsoft Office, web browsers like Internet Explorer, and gaming consoles like Xbox. Bill and Paul's vision of making technology accessible to everyone had become a reality. Bill Gates and Paul Allen became iconic figures in the tech industry. Although Paul left Microsoft in 1983 due to health issues, his legacy endured. Bill continued to lead the company until 2000, when he decided to focus on his philanthropic foundation. The story of Microsoft is a testament to the power of innovation, perseverance, and vision. From its humble beginnings in a garage to becoming one of the most influential companies in the world, Microsoft has left an indelible mark on the history of technology. In a small village in the mountains of Japan, there lived a young man named Hiroshi. Since childhood, Hiroshi had been fascinated by martial arts. His grandfather, a karate master, had taught him the basic principles and the importance of discipline, respect, and perseverance. Hiroshi dreamed of becoming a great master and honoring his family's legacy. Every morning before the sun rose, Hiroshi would get up to train. He practiced katas, perfected his techniques, and strengthened his body and mind. His dedication was unwavering, and his grandfather saw great potential in him. However, Hiroshi knew that to achieve true mastery, he had to face greater challenges. One day, his grandfather told him about an ancient dojo in the mountains, where the best martial arts masters gathered to train and share their knowledge. Determined to improve, Hiroshi set out on a journey to the dojo. The path was arduous and full of obstacles, but Hiroshi did not give up. Each step brought him closer to his goal. Upon arriving at the dojo, he was greeted by Master Takeda, a wise and respected figure in the martial arts world. Takeda accepted Hiroshi as his disciple, but warned him that the path would be difficult and full of trials. Hiroshi, with determination in his eyes, accepted the challenge. For the next few years, Hiroshi trained under Takeda's guidance. He learned different martial arts styles, from judo to aikido, and perfected his karate technique. Each day was a new lesson, and each lesson was an opportunity to grow. Hiroshi also learned the importance of meditation and the balance between body and mind. One day, the dojo was challenged by a group of warriors who wanted to test their strength. Takeda decided it was time for Hiroshi to demonstrate what he had learned. Facing the warriors, Hiroshi used all the techniques and knowledge he had acquired. The battle was intense, but Hiroshi remained calm and focused. With precise and controlled movements, he defeated the warriors, earning everyone's respect. Takeda, proud of his disciple, bestowed upon him the title of master. Hiroshi had demonstrated not only his martial arts skills, but also his character and spirit. He decided to return to his village to teach the new generations, passing on the values and knowledge he had acquired. Hiroshi's story became a legend in his village, his dojo filled with students eager to learn from him. Hiroshi taught not only combat techniques, but also the importance of discipline, respect, and perseverance. His legacy endured, and the small village in the mountains became a center of excellence in martial arts. In the bustling city of New York, at the heart of Wall Street, lived an ambitious young man named Alejandro. Since childhood, Alejandro had dreamed of working in the stock market, fascinated by stories of success and the fortunes that could be made in the financial market. After graduating with honors in economics, he landed a job at a prestigious brokerage firm. Alejandro was known for his tireless work ethic and his ability to analyze the market. He spent long hours studying charts, reading financial reports, and following economic news. His dedication soon paid off, and he began to gain recognition within the firm. His colleagues admired him, and his superiors saw him as a rising star. One day, Alejandro received an offer to join a high-risk hedge fund. The promise of great profits and the opportunity to work with some of the best investors in the world was too tempting to refuse. He decided to accept the offer and join the fund, where he quickly stood out for his ability to identify lucrative investment opportunities. The hedge fund had an aggressive strategy, and Alejandro found himself making increasingly risky investment decisions. At first, his bets paid off handsomely, and the fund's profits soared. Alejandro became a prominent figure on Wall Street, known for his boldness and success. However, Alejandro's fortune began to change. In his eagerness to keep up with the gains, he started ignoring warning signs and making impulsive decisions. One day, he invested a large sum of money in an emerging tech company that promised to revolutionize the market. But the company turned out to be a fraud, and the stock plummeted, causing massive losses for the fund. The fall was swift and devastating. The fund's investors, furious over the losses, withdrew their money, and the fund was forced to close. Alejandro, who had gone from hero to villain in a matter of weeks, found himself out of a job and with a ruined reputation. Desperate to rebuild his life, Alejandro decided to take some time to reflect on his mistakes. He realized that he had been blinded by greed and the desire for quick success. He decided to return to his roots and focus on safer, more sustainable investments. Over time, Alejandro managed to rebuild his career. He founded his own investment firm based on principles of ethics and responsibility. Although he never reached the heights of his previous success, he found satisfaction in helping his clients achieve their financial goals in a safe and sustainable manner. Alejandro's story became a lesson about the dangers of greed and the importance of prudence in the world of investments. His journey of rise and fall and his eventual redemption inspired many to follow a more balanced and ethical path in their own careers. In the bustling city of New York, there lived a man named Tomás. Tomás had emigrated from his homeland in search of the American dream. With only a few dollars in his pocket and a suitcase full of hopes, he arrived in the Big Apple, ready to work hard and build a better life. Tomás found a job as a dishwasher in a restaurant. Although the work was exhausting and the hours long, he never lost sight of his goal. Every dollar he earned, he saved carefully, dreaming of the day he could open his own business. One day, while walking down Wall Street, Tomás stopped in front of a bookstore and saw a book titled The Power of the Dollar. Intrigued, he decided to buy it with part of his savings. The book talked about the history of the US dollar, its influence on the global economy, and how to invest wisely. Inspired by what he had read, Tomás began studying finance in his spare time. He learned about the stock market, the foreign exchange market, and real estate investments. Gradually, he started investing his savings in small stocks, and over time, his investments began to pay off. Over the years, Tomás managed to save enough money to open his own restaurant. The place, called Home Flavors, quickly became a success thanks to its delicious food and excellent service. Tomás employed other immigrants, giving them the same opportunity he had had. The success of his restaurant allowed Tomás to diversify his investments. He bought properties, invested in new businesses, and continued studying the financial market. His ability to make informed decisions and his tireless work ethic made him a respected entrepreneur. However, Tomás never forgot his roots or the difficulties he had faced. He decided to use part of his fortune to help his community. He founded a non-profit organization that offered scholarships and training programs for immigrants, helping them integrate and thrive in their new country. Tomás's story became an example of how the power of the dollar, when used wisely, can transform lives. His journey from dishwasher to successful entrepreneur inspired many to follow in his footsteps and believe in the power of perseverance and financial education.
Espero de todo corazón que esta clase te haya gustado. Si es así, regálame un like y suscríbete al canal, que en verdad me ayudarías bastante. Y para todos los estudiantes que se quedaron hasta el final, les tengo un regalo. Debajo de este video encontrarán una clase de inglés desde cero totalmente gratuita. El link para esta clase estará en la descripción del video o en el comentario fijado. También te recomiendo que veas este otro video donde aprenderás inglés con una historia muy interesante, súper divertida. Entonces te espero ahí, no te lo puedes perder.